Hey folks, welcome to Open Table. I'm Aaron, better known on Board Game Arena as webberaj. Welcome to the stream. If you are new to Open Table or just catching this VOD on YouTube, Open Table's an all-player commentary stream. So I'm joined every week. This is either run on Friday evenings or Saturday afternoons in Eastern Time, and I'm joined every week by three other players from the Board Game Arena community, top-level players. We jump into a game on training mode, and we're going to talk openly about the game. So we're sort of going to play an open hand game of Terra Mystica. We're going to be, sharing our strategy, talking through the moves that we're making, and yeah, just like sharing our hand completely openly, even if it does mean sometimes throwing our own game a little bit. The idea here is just for people to have a bit of insight into how top players are sort of thinking through the moves that they're making. So we're going to keep it fairly conversational, chat about our own games, chat about each other's games, that kind of thing. This game is going to be played on training mode, so no elo is won or lost in this. There also isn't a timer. The timer is disabled just as a result of being in training mode, but we will try to keep the stream to about 2.5 hours or something like that. Today's game is going to be on fjords with landscapes on again. We've been doing a lot of that recently. I think it's really great. It's the current arena season, so if you're trying to get better at arena, stay around on the stream, and you can hear from some really awesome players who I'm now going to introduce. We've got a totally stacked table for you today, joined by Sprockitz from the United States. We've got Logus on from Brazil and Xevoc as well from Finland, all returning guests to Open Table. Welcome back, guys. Thanks so much for doing this with me.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity.
Happy to be here. Glad to have time to play a game. So
Yeah,
especially against some top players.
Thanks for the invite. Let's have some fun.
All right, let's do it. Let's jump over to the game board. We can break down the setup. And as per usual in chat, if you have questions, let us know. If you also keep an eye on people's levels, if someone needs to go up or down relative to someone else, just let me know in chat and I can sort of control that on Discord. All right, let's get this underway. Cool. So just while Logus is taking a look at factions, Xevoc or Sprockets, do one of you guys want to help us break down the setup a little bit?
Sure, I can jump in.
Yeah,
so the first thing I see is cult bonuses. We got 2 blue and 2 red. So that immediately says any type of cult faction, like a cultist that could get up quickly in blue, could really make bank with those 2 blue in the first and third rounds. As far as bonuses, we have all the scoring ones except for the stronghold one. Again, that would be good for cultists in that they don't want to build their stronghold early. On this map in general, witches are always strong. There's no air cult bonuses though, so that's a little bit weaker for witches. Overall, the progression of the scoring with dwellings and trading posts in the last 2 rounds, you should get some fairly strong scores overall. So, in having
the first thing I pay attention to when looking at the setup is that the big building tile is missing. That's one key component of many strategies. Then the spade is also missing. So, and the shipping bonuses, both the temporary and the points one, are in the game.
Right.
I think those 4 might be even the most impactful passing bonuses, and to check whether those are in game or not.
Interesting.
It's very important.
So the spade, the big building scoring that comes with 2 workers, and then both of the shipping related bonuses, both the temporary shipping and the ship VP. You sort of contend that those are some of the most significant passing tiles in the game.
Yeah. So I picked mermaids for a couple of reasons. Well, first, Bone 6 is not in game, and as mermaids, I usually don't like Bone 6 in game because your big buildings are bad to build early, right? There's round 2, and I was considering cosmetics, but I chose mermaids because of the blue coats, because the shipping tile is in, because they have 9 power, so they are likely to probably get the double spade in the first round if they need to, want to. usually they can expand enough in this map, at least with shipping only, instead of actually requiring space to expand. So I also consider when the space is not in, I consider mermaids to have, at least in base map it's a bit better, but sort of a natural advantage to actually get dwellings down.
Right.
Right. And with the shipping tile in and lots of coins in as well, I considered, okay, mermaids probably have a safe game here, even though in fjords they don't have such a great map, just as in base. But I have seen mermaids do better, and I'm curious to try them a bit more in fjords.
Very cool. One observation that I just have immediately is that with the spade, the big building, and worker power all out of the game, those are sort of three also like significant bonus tiles to have in round one. Like the starting bonuses are going to be fairly underwhelming. There's basically temp ship, which some people can take advantage of and others can't as well in round one.
Yeah.
And then there's a priest.
Yeah, priest as well.
And then
priest is fine for mermaids. That's what I consider. Priest was fine for them. Temp ship was fine for them. Even the ship VP was fine for them because of the power to ensure double spade.
Right. It's possible that the first and second seat might just end up taking 6 and 4 coins.
Yeah.
The cult step doesn't seem to be isn't necessarily going to be super helpful. Maybe ship VP to mermaids in first seat just to secure double dig, that kind of thing. But I think overall it's just the bonus tiles aren't overly are kind of underwhelming for a lot of people's opens.
So fakirs were picked, which is good for mermaids again, right? Because they will not contest the ship VP tile.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the fakirs pick, to be honest. I kind of understand that they're super strong with the landscape, but the ship VP, you're not contesting that. You don't have a spade tile, so you don't have air code. You do have a bit of fire code, but usually you want air 2 to get spades since you don't have a spade. So I'm not sure how fakirs are getting spades here. Do they still go for air 2?
I have this kind of game plan in mind with fakirs. I don't know if I can pull it off, but I that's why I picked them, because I thought that maybe they in the auction they are undervalued because they don't have all the benefits. Of course, mermaids are probably better in the auction, but maybe I can get cheap fakirs with some nice game plan. The game plan I had in mind was that I probably would do double temple on the first round. There is trading post scoring, so that is nice for the double temple. And maybe even go for if I get the cult step bonus tile, I would maybe even go for water 2 and get the spade from the water track.
Okay, yeah, that's an interesting plan. But especially because a water 2 will also give you a worker with a simple bump on the fire on round 2.
That was my idea as well. And then the goal would be to actually accumulate enough workers for round 2 to build the sanctuary and try to get the Earth 1.
Okay, that's an unrealistic plan, right? Consider you have to get the 2 workers because there are no workers in the past tiles to build 2 temples, and then you need to even more workers to build the sanctuary. I don't think that pans out.
In ideal world, I would get first round worker action, which might happen, and then the second temple would be Earth 2, and then I would try to get the worker action again on the second round. That is my plan, and accumulate a lot of priests for the third round, and then start flying.
Yeah.
So I mean, since this is an auction, it's not as important to pick the absolute best faction, but you pick one that you might think you have an interesting line on, or you think you're going to value better than other people. But yeah, one of the things you notice with all the passing tiles is there's a real dearth of workers. The only one that provides a worker is the trading post tile.
Yeah.
So have you either think, well, if you can get some workers from the fire cult in the second round plus spades from the cults, those are both very important. Just because there's not a lot of workers coming in other places. So someone like the mermaids tend to get a lot of workers and struggle for coins more, as do witches. So they both already have that benefit going in. Um, so in fourth seed, if I'm picking like guy, I'm looking maybe at a favor 7 bonus tile. It doesn't help a lot with the early cults, but it could get you the workers you need. Fourth seed, I'm thinking you probably want something that can ship either with the priest or with the temp shipping tile, and so I'm leaning towards. I just like playing alchemist, so even though there is a bit of a worker shortage, I think I'm going to try alchemist.
Interesting.
Yeah, alchemists both sandwich mermaids, so mermaids are now at a much weaker position.
Yeah, it's a weak map, but a really strong setup for mermaids, and they are sandwiched. So.
I think the safest thing here must be witches.
I think so. I mean, having said that, fakirs have, when there's a 3 in a row, the faction on the other side of the color wheel generally has a pretty good game. But I mean, there's no air cult bonuses here, but I think this just looks like a good setup for witches.
Yeah, because they get priest or temp shipping
Exactly.
insured for first round, so they will get easy dwellings down.
They just have a cushy opening, right? Like if they get temp ship, they just build 2 dwellings. If they take a priest, then they just upgrade shipping, which is fine. And then
would anybody consider triple trading post opening here? Maybe not.
No.
A 3 TP opening for witches? Wait, how would you do that?
No, not witches, but some of the faction, like probably it would be mermaids, but mermaids probably have stronger openings in mind because they can get a lot things done with the tile that gives power.
Deranged in chat says, I think mermaids are going to be absolutely fine in the sandwich. Super responds, they very often are. It's an interesting point. What do you guys think about that, about mermaids handling the sandwich kind of okay?
It depends on position, right? Mermaids probably start e4 and grab, witches will probably not start f3. So mermaids can get f3 and then g2 and then e4. And alchemists are also usually not in the west. So mermaids have a lot of space in the west, and they'll probably get fakirs to neighbor them at f4. But other than that, then when you look at the center, what are you going to do at the center? Start g6, maybe grab i6 and then i5. There isn't a town there. It's a bit tricky. I mean, there's an easy town in the west, but the second town is like if you start f7 and witches start f8, which they probably will, and alchemy start g8, then your f7 is probably a double spade to g7 and then to a special landscape. I don't know. It sounds iffy.
Yeah, I think
d4.
I think this is super swingy setup for the witches and mermaids. Like they can turn out to be super good, but it's risky to actually pick them because it depends a lot how the like passing tiles are like distributed and how the opening goes.
I'm just going to bid another tick on witches. Just keep chatting, and I'll be back in literally just like 2 seconds here, guys.
Yeah, so I mean, I think I'm going to go with fakirs for now. But yeah, I don't hate any faction. I don't think anything will get too terribly low. I think, like they said, the sandwich mermaids are not in that bad a shape, especially might not get, especially because I don't think they interfere too much with alchemist or witches. I think it might hurt witches in terms of long-term expansion and finding a spot for a third town. But I do still like the witches. I think they have a guaranteed strong opening where they could go for 2 trading posts and 2 dwellings with absolutely not needing any power action whatsoever. Set themselves up for a second round stronghold and then figure out where they need to go from there.
Who's setting themselves up for round 2 stronghold? Sorry, I just got back.
I was thought if witches want to go, they could do the shipping opening, get 2 dwellings and 2 trading posts. That does not rely on any power action whatsoever, and that puts them in a position to get a stronghold in the next round, likely wanting worker action either in the first or second round to get those extra workers.
Yeah. My thought here was, and I'm curious how you guys would evaluate this, is like my plan if I get witches is just to build a temple and get out 2 dwellings on either temp ship or the priest. But it's a so it's temple 3 dwelling opening, and then it's a worker action into a stronghold the next round.
Yeah.
Do you guys prefer 2 TP 2 dwell? Like, I don't know. I've never really done that kind of, like 2 TP 2 dwelling isn't really in my Terra Mystica DNA. I don't know how to evaluate that different.
One of the things I've been trying lately with witches is really delaying any temple whatsoever, and it seems to work out decently well. Since with a stronghold you can essentially get your shipping. You don't need the priest as much.
Yep.
Still might not be the best way to go, but it's a fun alternative to always starting with a temple.
There's another alternative here, which is with the temp shipping, you actually grab a single spade on E8 and you open 1 TP and rest on dwellings, right? But it doesn't follow the track very well because you want to place your dwellings on round 3. So it's a bit iffy, but it would leave you open to do the stronghold in round 2 and then place more dwellings. But yeah, you won't have dwellings to place actually in round 3. I just like to guarantee E8 early because it's just so very efficient, but maybe you can just delay it round 3. If Mermaids decides to F7 and double dig E8 to grab D4, it could lead to some very ugly things, but I don't think Mermaids should do that.
That is a nightmare. Yeah.
With that said, yeah, Fakirs are starting to sound more interesting, also because their landscape is super strong. I just don't like the lack of space for Fakirs, honestly.
Yeah, I think you need to get the third tool to get workers. So for the lack of dwellings, you're probably not gonna put a lot of dwellings early.
Yeah, but you could place some dwellings early, but you would need a different plan.
Which bonus tiles are you expecting players to take? I'm kind of bidding here, expecting Alchemist to take the priest, and then the witches take the shipping tile, and Fakirs get maybe the cult step or the 6 coins.
Yeah, I think cult step. I like the water chew idea.
Yeah, and mermaids would maybe take the shipping VP tile with power to secure the double dig action. Or what are you disagreeing with this, or do you have some other like ideas how they will break down?
I'm not sure. I'm thinking whether mermaids want water chew. Could the water chew be interesting? It depends on whether witches, because if the plan for witches does not build a temple, then the cults are kind of open, right? Because alchemists usually spend a lot of priests and fakirs as well, so the cults could be kind of open.
Yeah, I would also be tempted to start as water 2 with mermaids.
I think the alchemists are strong with the landscape. The alchemists become a much stronger cult faction.
That is true.
It's a good point.
They can save 2 priests. Of course, that requires building the stronghold to get that out. And if I'm alchemist, I want 3 shipping by the 3rd round to throw dwellings on all the open black spaces.
As alchemists, do you open? I'm curious what the alchemist's open is, and whether it is they start on the priest G8 C5, they temple just for Earth 1, and they get out 2 dwellings. Like, is that the opening? And then if it is it easy enough for them to somehow then like build a stronghold the following round? I guess they would need a worker's action.
My idea about alchemists would be to take the priest tile, then consider sending the priest to water, but depending whether you get the power action priest or not, upgrade shipping and send priest to water if you get the power action as well, and then start G8, C5 and build 2 dwellings and advance shipping once, and take third one. That's how I would play alchemists.
I was thinking the same thing.
And then hope that you get enough power for the second round stronghold. But yeah, maybe the temp ship is like also viable for them, because then you don't need to. You are more likely to get the stronghold on second round. Yeah, the alchemists start to be kind of tempting to me. Although if which is if the alchemists don't start G5, mermaids could actually start G6 and then
Yeah,
dig
I
G5.
was considering that the mermaids could have a decent game with that, because then they can make a temple with that landscape there, to actually sanctuary landscape town there.
Yeah, and that's a lot of leech too, because fakirs are F4 and witches are F5, although witches might not upgrade F5. Yeah, I think we are not far off from starting the game even. I would love to play the fakirs though here, but I think that alchemists and mermaids are like reasonable deals already.
Yeah, I agree.
If I can just go back.
Maybe
sorry, go ahead, Xevoc.
Maybe I'll just pick alchemists now. They seem like reasonable. They have a reasonable game plan here.
Just to go back to witches for a second, there's another opening that like I'm interested what your guys' thoughts are, and that's trading post 5 dwelling. I presume witches here get temp ship. They just open with single spade on E8. They dwelling there in D5. They ship to D2 and G9, and then they build a trading post. And then that makes it really freaking easy just to go right into a stronghold the next round. My only problem with that is that I actually like, I think there is value in priest in this game. Alchemists, yes, can play a little bit more culty with the landscape, but they're still not super culty, and fakirs aren't overly culty. Like, I think there's points to be had on the cults, and if you don't build a temple in round 1 and you do it in round 2 with a stronghold, when are you building your temple as witches? Are you going to do it in round 3 when you really just want to be building more dwellings? Like, that's what I don't really know. So that's sort of my only hesitation to doing the TP5 dwelling opening, but I don't know. Maybe it doesn't matter. There's a priest bonus tile you'll probably land on. You can buy a priest. Curious what your guys' thoughts are on that. Temple 3 dwelling versus TP5D.
If you get the temp ship as switches, I would do temple 3 dwellings.
Right.
Yeah, it seems the safer line, I guess. And since there is no big building tile, like otherwise I would probably go with more dwellings, because then I could build the stronghold on the second round, but there's no big building tile, so stronghold is weaker than normally.
Right.
But they might be pressured to build stronghold early to secure I6 for connection.
Yeah, that's true.
That's really my thought on doing that, and because I think like we'll see how opening placements go, but there's like I don't know that you're getting a town in the western fjord.
The question is actually depends. Do you want to contest connection as witches here? Because alchemists are probably going to do well in that. Fakirs usually want to fly around a lot, so they will also do well on that. Maybe there's a plan where you don't try to contest connection as witches.
It's true.
Where you just use stronghold to get an extra town.
Yeah, I had an arena game recently where I 3 towned as witches and didn't connect, and it, like I think there's definitely, I think that's totally viable in many cases. Yeah, alchemists and fakirs are going to crush network. I guess the thing is like a stronghold gets you to C2 to set up a town. A stronghold gets you places to set up towns. I think is sort of the yeah. I guess it's really that one hex that I'm thinking of. Everywhere else you can, like, you might be able to build one in the south. You can build one in the eastern fjord. It's really like, I guess you're building a stronghold to get you to C2 and keeping the connection open.
Well, I'm thinking about starting the game and taking mermaids here. I I don't really love the opening for mermaids, even with. I just don't, in general, love this map for mermaids, so it's kind of difficult to see where everything is going to fall into place. Like we're not even sure on the starting tiles at this point. I'll go alchemist one more because I feel a lot more comfortable with
Yeah,
them.
yeah. I was thinking exactly the same thing. I kind of look at mermaids and yeah, this could work, but it's just not safe. No, but I think the starting tiles are pretty set on stone right now. It's priest for alchemists, temp ship for witches, and the code step for fakirs. And then
Yep.
mermaids likely start with the 3 power ship VP for a double spade or 6 coins if they think they can get away with the with power anyway.
Yeah, I mean, they might be able to.
No, I don't want to play something sandwich that this cheap. You guys should be paying a lot more.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, it's a general rule of Terra Mystic. If you're a sandwich head, you're gonna have a bad time, right? Just Swarmies can dodge that somehow in Darkness, but most of the time you don't want to be sandwiched. Not for this chip.
And it's less fun playing a sandwich game too. So.
Yeah.
It's definitely less fun. Yeah. And Alchemist, because Mermaids usually doesn't threaten any of the blacks, like C5, A6, A10, E10, all of those are safe from Mermaids. So it's pretty comfy to be Alchemist here.
I feel like the big question is, do mermaids start on G6 just because?
I think they do, and you are fine with that. Usually you just say G8, C5, and well, whatever, I lost G5.
And you just don't start F7. You're just E4, G6 here.
Yeah, and then alchemists are happy with that as well. Maybe they can get F7 before, because witches should prioritize E8 instead of
Yes.
F7. F7.
Yeah.
But hey, who knows? Witches could dig F7.
But I think since mermaids are sandwiched, they're probably not gonna like contest the network. Maybe I'm not sure, but
No.
if they start F7, they get a lot of leech. Although they get a lot of leech from G6 as well. So would you consider starting F7 to like make things difficult for
It
everybody
depends.
else?
Maybe because if you're insured to get a double spade, you can double dig at G7 and then grab G6, right? Which is doesn't dig G6. So I would definitely consider F7.
Yeah. I think the risk is that if witch is single dig E8, then you can double dig G7 and alchemists cannot take G6. So then it's actually pretty good for you. Like then starting F7 is good. But if there is a risk that alchemist will take the single dig, then starting from F7 is really risky because if alchemists start G5.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Mermaids are in the first seat, so they can decide, right? They just place the first dwelling in E4 and wait and see what
Yep,
people are going to
Right,
do.
and
exactly.
if they start F7 and they wanna, and witches start F8, mermaids could double dig E8. It gets them access to E8 and D4.
Mm-hmm.
It would certainly throw a wrench in the plans of witches.
Yeah.
Getting
Yeah.
two easy dwellings for one dig.
And as
These guys look safer and safer.
who looks safer and safer?
Fuck
Yeah, I
years.
was also like bidding on fakirs because they are so safe. Like I think like even mermaids like digging E8, that is reasonable because there's a lot of leech available there. Witches will be forced to go south, and alchemists are also going there. The alchemists cannot do 2 towns in there. Then, if you're not contesting on network anyway, then like E8 is kind of equally good as G7.
Um, yeah, but G, yeah, you're right. I just like G7 a bit more because if if you let G6 for either witches could actually dig G6 and go with get another town there, right? That's a bit too good for witches. Of course, you cut E8, so they suffer there, but from G7 you can also reach I5 and maybe do a third town in the south by double digging I4 and getting A3, because fakirs are probably jumping to H5 at some point and giving you a neighbor there. So I like G7 a bit more because you can get the south.
Yeah, that's
Fast.
true. That's
But
true.
you can also get to the south from the west, right? From E4, you usually dig F3 to get to G2. Then from G2, you can jump to I2 and get I3, and then double dig A4 and get A5.
As alchemists here, do you guys like G8 C5, or are you starting G8 C5, or are you starting G5?
Yeah, the problem with G5 is, okay, Mermaid decides to start G6, what do? You just accept, because fakirs are probably getting H5 earlier than you can possibly double dig as well, so you just accept that you're not going to connect and make a temple on G5. What's the plan then?
Yeah.
I guess Alchemist might win network even giving up one tile, but yeah, it's still not ideal. So if you go G5, you go there for leech.
I mean, later in the game, Alchemist can potentially upgrade a whole lot of stuff and do a triple dig to.
Yeah, they could, but I'm not sure about that. I just went with Mermaids because it seemed like the deal was around this. Maybe fakirs should be a bit lower, maybe 2 points lower, but I think this is what I'm gonna get.
And this is the question we've been discussing a lot: G5 or C5?
I personally do like C5. You aren't going to get very much leech.
Not going to get much leech. You're not going to get really any early leech on C5. C5, you'll get some fakirs. The advantage of going G5. I mean, mermaids could still go G6 and double dig G7 and really, really hurt you. I feel like if they're double digging, they'd start F7 and double dig G7. I mean, G6 either way.
I'm probably starting F7 and double dig G7.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, unless he goes G5, because then he could just dig G6, and I'm like, oh shit.
I think I have to go C5 just to play it safe, make sure.
Well, now I have options actually.
What's wrong with just taking G5 as mermaids, and then you can just build a goofy like sanctuary landscape town?
Yeah, I am considering actually starting on G6 and digging G5. But it's so much leech that I would lose, because F7 is going to be so much leech.
I guess that's the thing, is that in that F7's kind of safe. Well, I mean, I guess there's a possibility that I just spade G6 if you're not on it. Like if you start F7 and double dig F6, and I respond with a single spade on G6, that's pretty bad for you.
Yeah, it's pretty bad for me, but would you do that?
I don't know. I mean, it's a sanctuary town. I mean, who's taking G5 from me at that point? Don't I just get to dig that late game at my leisure?
Fakirs might dig that to actually connect to H5 and do a sanctuary town themselves. But
maybe. Like that's why it's attractive to me, and then all of a sudden I can just upgrade a temple on F5. It's not a waste of a temple. Like, I guess then I don't really know. Yeah, because fakirs will be upgrading on F4.
Yeah, what I don't like about F7 G7 is that I would like a dig on F3 to reach G2 with the 2 shipping, right? That's why I would consider not F7 G7, but it's just so much leech. And I think you would rather dig E8.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what I want. I mean, yeah, I don't really know. I would hope that there's a world where I get to. I mean, if you...
I'm actually going here, and I think I will not do first action double dig. I might do something risky here, which is it's basically the idea that I can just say to you, okay, are you going to take E8? Because if you don't take E8, alchemists are going to single dig G7, and they should. And then I will take E8. So you better take E8 before alchemists dig G7.
Yeah.
But are you sure that alchemists would single dig G7? I think alchemists have other nice plans as well here. They don't really need extra.
They don't need
black
to.
tile.
I agree that they don't need to, but
Hey,
I want to see what
G7
witches do.
G7 doesn't really help them.
Yeah, G7 is not. Yeah.
It's not part of a town. They already need a bridge if they want to put a town there, so or a triple dig on F6.
Yeah, I would much rather take workers or priest as alchemists in this case than a spade. But fakirs might take a spade, so that's the risk that if you don't dig E8, fakirs might take spade before you.
Only if you give them enough loot to do it.
Yeah, fakirs don't have power to do that.
On their first turn, no, they can't get 3 power.
But second turn they might. So if witches don't first action do it, they might get it for the second turn. Fakirs.
I'm going to be greedy.
Really? I mean, there's a possibility I just get double dig here.
No, there isn't.
Yeah,
Is there?
if Logos upgrades on
fine,
F4.
That's fine. There's an alternative plan for mermaids.
So now my thinking is that should I feed the double dig to actually witches?
I'm spading next turn at this point. The question is whether I'm digging E8 or E8 and G6.
Yeah, is it in my interests to like give it to witches or mermaids? Mermaids will dig
F3 if you give it to me, or I could even dig F6 actually instead of G7 if I see fakirs are going to build more on E7.
Yeah,
depends. If you build E7, I have more interest on F6 because then I'm getting Bleach there. I could also get Bleach from Alchemist, so both F6 and G7 are fine. But if you don't, it's gonna change the game a lot.
Yeah, but I guess if I upgrade F4, then mermaids are forced to take single dig to F3 if they want to dig anything.
Depends.
And then
actually, I might not be forced to do that.
Will you single dig at all?
Maybe not. It depends on what alchemists do.
Right, because if alchemists take workers, you just take a priest.
Actually, if I take priest, then I can just go to B3 and get another 3 points from the best tile I have.
Either way, I think upgrading E7 maximizes my leech.
I think so too.
I guess I might just I might do that because it maximizes my leech.
Yeah, because witches would single dig E8 as well. So E7 does have more leech coming. But yeah, the idea is that I can still pick priest or even a 5-power priest because it's just so good to have this pass tile. But the idea would be to maybe grab priest, and because I have F7, I'm going to get tons of leech. I probably can get the coins power action as well. So that's why I like at F7, because I could foresee that a lot of leech would come this way. Alchemist doesn't have, they don't want to pay more for C5, so they're probably just upgrading G8 anyway.
And I just have to take that, right? Like in this position.
Now I want to dig G7 because Alchemist is going to upgrade twice on G8.
Why do you like G7 again over F6?
Because
they're going
to upgrade once on E7.
I see.
And sure, they will eventually build on E6, so maybe town with a sanctuary there. But Alchemist is going to give me leech earlier, right? With G8 and more leech. Theoretically, it's not as efficient of a deal because it's a 3-4-2. But in round 1, I'm taking as much leech as I can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess I'm now blocked to the 2 temple opening here, or it seems likely that I would go that way. I don't get a spade. I could take the workers now, but I think I don't need to rush the workers. I could still upgrade and give you guys less leech. Although if I don't upgrade now, then maybe witches would upgrade E8 to give like get more leech. I don't know where, or maybe they will upgrade F8 anyway.
I think it's F8 or F5, and it really depends on if alchemists are upgrade. Oh, it goes to me next.
Alchemists doesn't have a choice, right? They are probably upgrading G8, so you're probably upgrading F8 as well.
Yeah. For some reason, yeah. I'm probably just upgrading F8.
I guess it doesn't really matter. I can just take the workers now to avoid that somebody will just like randomly take before I get it.
Yeah, I think you just have to take workers. And then I'm just doing this. All right, just catching back up with chat.
Now the good question is that whether I would gamble for try to take the Earth 1 or try to do the Sanctuary thing, which I was talking about initially, but it doesn't seem likely that I will get enough leech to get the worker action on the second round. So I think Earth 1 might be better for me now.
Yeah, I was still debating between Water 2 or Earth 1. Because I'm getting just so much leech that I could just spade later as well.
Yeah, I think I will take Water 2 as well, but I will just secure the Earth 1 first, and then take.
Yeah, I'm going for the style points for the Water 2.
I'm trying to delay giving any leech early. Not that it really matters at this point since all the power actions are probably gone. I'm also not sure at this point where I want to build my trading post in Temple. Might ship first and build it on I8 just because that's easier to make into a town than somewhere else.
Witches gave you an option.
Witches gave me D2, so now I can at least avoid giving mermaids a bunch of.
Yeah. Yeah, you should have actually played that earlier, I think, Aaron.
Done.
Or did you go for? Oh, you went for Fire 1. If you're going to for Fire 1, you should have done D2 earlier.
Why D2 earlier?
Well, to give alchemists the option, right? They were stalling for that to happen so that they don't have to give me leech.
Right, but they didn't. Like, I gave it to them on time, didn't I?
Yeah.
But you're saying that was a risk.
Yeah, it was in time. No, it was right, I guess. It was in time.
Deranged is asking why D2 over G9. No particular reason. It was just a fast play. I didn't actually think about it too much, but leech from alchemists, I guess.
Would you, Weber, consider taking extra worker with power and building G9 as well?
Oof.
Because in your situation, I often do that because it's such a valuable worker, but just asking.
Yeah,
I'm essentially paying 3 power to get 2 workers.
Yeah, I mean, I think I do in my current situation, probably. I mean, it's...
and with the temp shipping, this is your opportunity to grab it.
Yeah, it's 3 power for two workers, but one of those workers has to go towards a dwelling, so it's not 2 free workers until round 3. So passing for 7 coins and a worker's action is what gets me my stronghold out next round.
Yeah.
That's the only consideration.
Yeah. The 7 coins is strong with after a temple and a bunch of dwelling opening.
Yeah. And I don't know why I'm so fixated on the stronghold. Maybe I'm not supposed to do the stronghold and I'm supposed to actually just build a sanctuary for Earth 1. But I don't know. I tend to just build strongholds all the time. So I think I'm just going to do that. I think I'm just going to pass. It is a little sad having temp ship and not using it, but I had to secure a hex. Yeah, it's not perfectly efficient.
I don't understand the tempo for Fire 1 in that regard. Wasn't it better to just use the temp shipping and then leave the trading post to become a stronghold?
No, I want the well, so right, so I brought this up earlier with you guys about trading post 5 dwellings versus temple 3 dwelling.
Right, but if you're going to temple, I would expect a temple for Earth 1, not Fire 1.
For Earth 1. Gotcha.
So... I think I want the coins now. I'm gonna need coins this game.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I mean, the reason I went Fire 1 was just because I find as witches I tend to just be very coin short. And I guess there's decent coins in this game in the past tiles, but there aren't any on the track. There's no temple event. I don't know. Fire 1's always generically good. And there's also, and chat's picking up on this as well, but passing first, I can send a Priest of Fire, which comes with workers.
Yeah, there's that concern. I actually could have considered, if you didn't pass, I would pass for the coins for sure.
I said sort of earlier on I wanted to play a bit more culty. Yeah, I don't know. King of God says he likes Fire 1 for the econ with the workers now. Yeah, I might miss out on the workers action. We'll see if Alchemists takes it. Oh, they certainly do, but... Two copies of Water 2. Seems fun.
My past style might sound a bit weird, but I wanted the extra worker because I don't want the sanctuary, I think. But the extra worker could go into F3, right?
Yeah.
So I have a place for that worker to actually become more economy.
Yeah, I'm kind of debating spading D3 or E6. I guess I don't want to give. Yeah, is there any chance where witches would actually spade D3? They maybe won't do it, but I guess it's theoretically possible that they would.
What?
So maybe I will just.
Oh, for me to double dig.
Yeah, probably not.
D3? Yeah, I don't see it.
I don't see them digging D3 before you because they probably will just want to grab workers and do a stronghold now. What's important here? Not much. Oh, yeah. You should have commented on that. That alchemists also wanted the workers, and we didn't comment on that because
I mentioned it briefly just at the end of last round.
It was mentioned.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the argument here.
You can still convert power.
Yeah. So the argument here is I can just convert power to workers, and then I get the workers on fire, which is nice. Yeah. Question is, where's my bloody stronghold go? I hate giving you guys power.
It's just gonna that's the issue. I think it's still E8 because it kind of ensures that you will get the town in round 4. Yeah, it sucks to give us leech, but D2 and F5 doesn't seem like they will become towns.
No.
You probably need to fly somewhere else to make a town. And my question is whether whether I make a second temple or the sanctuary. They both cost the same thing, but the temple will give me more priests and less workers. But
it has to be a second temple, isn't it? Sanctuary is just so bad.
Yeah, their sanctuary is so bad, but their sanctuary actually ensures I get a town in round 4, right? And I already get an extra priest from round 3. So am I in that dire of a need for priests? I'm not sure. But I want to get cultists, so I think priests are needed.
Wait, hold up one sec, because there is a good suggestion in chat. King of Gods, I always ask, I think that's Simon, is saying, like, what's wrong with 2 TPs in a dwelling here? That actually seems pretty cool.
Or mermaids right now?
Yeah.
Huh.
I didn't catch that until now, but like,
there's nothing wrong, I suppose, but
I mean, it makes your worker production a little.
I wanted to get Earth 1 before you could, because I think Earth 1 is still a bunch of points for me, so I want a favor. Earth 1 is going to pay handsomely. Round 3 I can get I5 with the shipping, I can get to G2 from F3, I can get to B3. I think Earth 1 still pays a lot to me, so I think I want Earth 1.
Makes sense.
The question is really whether Sanctuary or Temple. Xevoc or Sprockitz, do you have any opinions?
Yeah, like, I don't have a big opinion. Like, if you build Temple, then you need to dig G5 before me. But besides that, I don't have opinions on that.
Yeah. No, I can still do a landscape there to get the 4.
Yeah. Okay, then it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, that's part of the reason I don't like your sanctuaries. It doesn't seem like it's also needed. It's basically just 5 points now.
Yeah.
Versus the flexibility of converting workers to priests throughout the game.
And I think I should.
It forces you to do an extra dig in the landscape, so you're not competing on network anyway. I kind of like the sanctuary.
Huh.
And what tile are you thinking with the sanctuary?
Just be Earth 1, and then you get down a dwelling.
Earth 1.
I mean, that does seem pretty clean.
I'm thinking Temple just because I got Water 1 and the codes will be kind of right, because now that witches are also going for priest production, I'm not so sure. And alchemists will get their stronghold and will probably save the priests. We'll see. I think Temple is the correct choice here. I could be wrong.
So then that's giving fakirs. Oh, you're going there and being a good.
I'm going here
and being a nice friend to me.
Well, that's really bad for me because I really needed the leech.
Yeah, I know you needed a leech, and it's also planned for your future digging on G5 and H5. It kind of secures me. If you still dig that, I get leech. More leech in that case.
This alchemist, do I build a temple or a trading post and stronghold here?
I mean, their stronghold's pretty damn good, right?
Pretty good.
Yeah, I would build I8 like just pay extras.
Yeah, that's where if I'm building a stronghold,
Right.
I'm planning to build it on I8, then build a second temple on I9 potentially, and get a 3
Right.
hex town down there.
Oh, yeah, then you don't need a bridge because yeah, that bridge into two digs it might be a bit too costly, right? So better just pay 3 coins.
Yeah, I mean, a bridge is 3
Yeah, yeah.
coins. It's also so much leech to us. Like, if you gave us a stronghold on
Yeah.
G8 is so nice to mermaids and me right now.
It's worth the 3 extra coins to build on I8
Yeah.
because it gives me a lot more town options. I'm trying to also look at alternatives to building that stronghold. I could go with a second temple as an option. Main reason for the stronghold is short. The 6 coins are nice. That'll limit how many coins I have to transition, to how many points I have to transition to get coins. I'm also spending a dozen coins just to get the stronghold.
Yeah, I think taking the worker action was kind of commitment towards the stronghold. Like if you save the power and advance your ship, you could dig something like C7 or something and build dwellings. But since you take the workers, I think the only reasonable move is to build the stronghold.
I really also I want to get to 3 shipping next round, and I don't know. Won't have the resources to do a dig in order to lay down my special landscape. So I feel like the landscape portion is going to kind of be wasted on the shipping.
I find it often is with alchemists, isn't it? Like, I always find it's hard to get 2 priests out of the landscape because I see like. Sorry, go ahead.
Unless you're doing the stronghold opening, I feel it is often.
It should be evaluated as 1 priest, yeah.
I think I'll spend my 6 and I think it makes sense. I think I'm going to do the stronghold on I8.
I think it makes sense. Because I don't think it will be hard for you to use the landscape properly in this position.
And I also might get temp shipping next round if I'm stuck with it, and then I can save a priest that way. Not that that's the tile I want. I'd much rather get the shipping VP tile next round.
Yeah, my consideration for shipping VP was exactly that I should maybe do Sanctuary because it was 1 action less.
I'm just trying to count whether I want to slow play this round or get out of the round faster. I can take a priest as opposed to just converting 6 power to 2 workers. But I think I get out of this round. I think Xevoc's done the round. Maybe you send a priest off, but probably not. And then I think I can.
He is still water 2 to fire.
Right.
Yeah. It doesn't matter to me if you slow play.
I think I'm doing it this way. I may have miscounted because I think I do my stronghold action and then pass on to the dwelling scoring. But I didn't look that closely.
Yeah, I'm really questioning my decisions right now. Maybe the two trading post idea has some merit to it.
Yeah, since you are sitting on the tile too, you have the trading post tile.
It might have some merit to it. I just have to. I don't want to decide that, so I'm just gonna bump the fire, which I'm going to do. Still gotta think some more on that.
Yeah, now I'm actually considering now like sending priest to fire to just get enough leech to single dig my landscape down.
You could take the ship VP from everyone. If you want.
Yeah.
Well, for sure I will. Yeah, I think the fire step is at least like obvious, so I will do it now.
Yeah. I mean, ideally you can get double spade somehow, right? That's what you want. But the single dig, you should go to C7, right? Because then you open the path to A8 and C8.
Yeah.
And then you get H5.
Yeah.
2 for 1 leech is the same as converting. I'm trying to think. Do I convert one power to a coin? I think that only helps me if I'm going to get
free leech.
A single leech somewhere in.
So
there's nowhere I'm getting a single leech. I can get a double leech on D3.
But are you considering like building I9 this turn?
I'm considering it. I'm considering converting free power to a worker at some point to build I9. I don't know if I need to, but also considering the priest power action.
I decided for F2 because it also helps me on the Earth code, and I eventually will need that. And also, I think I'm fine just stalling to get coins from you guys, saves me a bit of power.
Yeah, I really, I guess will get 2 leech from.
Yeah, you will get 2 leech from me.
Yeah, but I guess I will anyway set a priest to fire. So I have a chance to get the double dig.
So right now I'm taking another priest. We'll see if I convert that to a worker later, but there's 3 pass tiles I'm happy with, so I'm not worried about going early in the next round. And I can try and deny. I think Fakirs will probably take the 6th coin, which leaves me with the ship VP tile. For the dwelling tile, they both give me a lot of points.
Yeah, I'm happy with both as well.
So that was a mistake on my end to not take the priest. I should have counted that more closely. Didn't anticipate Xevoc sending a priest to fire.
Power? Oh yeah, you could instead of just converting, you could take the priest.
Yeah, I just thought I had to get out of the round quicker because I thought you might, if I took 3 turns, that you'd be done in time, Mogus, and that you'd steal the pass tile. But I mean, you probably just want ship VP. Like, I don't know. Maybe you aren't even. Well, no, you'd want that pass tile.
I don't know. It depends. I'm looking at your power, and people are not building Muriel because if I'm going for that, I need to get coins for sure, right?
Right.
It's like I don't have an option. Yeah, so Fakirs are definitely digging now that they got coins and they got the power.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I really need to dig. But the question is, what will I dig? That is kind of, I guess, even if I don't have the landscape down, I might still have to like dig C7.
Don't you just dig C7, put the landscape there, leave D3 open, then build on D3, then build on C8, then jump to A8?
Yeah, like that is my
looks great.
Yeah, that is my kind of plan. It's not ideal because you would want to have the landscape down,
sure.
But sometimes you need to.
I mean, you could also. What about the on G5?
We can't hear you very well, Sprockitz. I think you've done something with your mic. You're still very quiet.
Yeah. I was. Yeah, and place the landscape there. You mean?
Put the landscape there.
You could, but I think C7 is more key, right? Because it opens you to C8 and A8. Just more dwellings.
Yeah, I have lots of area in around C7, so that would be really good.
It might, yeah, and you probably can get place a second spade on D3 to get a town on round 4, right? Maybe try the sanctuary town with E7 and E6 and D3.
Yeah.
What's the big pressure on G5? Because don't you just... I guess the alchemists are apt to take C4 on you. So you can't sort of do a bridge town, E5, C4. I guess that's the pressure on that town.
G5, like mermaids can take G5 anytime.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't actually need to, right?
Yeah, that's true, but you still can. But for me, it's almost equal, like G4, H4 is almost equally good as just G5. so it doesn't really matter that much.
Yeah. Oh, you sent the priest to fire, right? That's how you got the power, because I was considering whether you would have 2 priests or 3 priests. 3 priests would make c7 even more interesting, because then you hop to h5 to c7 to a8.
Yeah. But I kind of needed the power for the double spade. But now the question is, will I even place the landscape down? Since it's a dwelling round, would I actually rather just build dwellings everywhere, like 4 dwellings, instead of placing a landscape?
I mean, it's 2 points worse but then
it might be
a lot of coins
better
worse.
to just build the dwellings.
I was considering that you would landscape on c7.
That was my thought.
Yeah,
but like if I landscape, I get 2 coins. But if I just build a dwelling, I get the worker at 2 points.
Well, that assumes your spade. The question is, like, if you build a dwelling on c7, when are you getting your next spade? And how many dwellings, how many flights are you doing prior to that? And so then it's
but
that many.
If I build dwellings now, I get more worker production, so I can hard dig 1 hex and place the landscape.
Yeah.
Yeah, and c7, you're probably gonna get a neighbor there which is going on e5. So you would like that to be a dwelling, so you can actually dwell it.
Exactly. I think c7 might be better as a dwelling, although it's annoying to leave the landscape, not build the landscape. But in this, I'm not struggling for coins either. So maybe, I actually give out 4 coins instead of 2 because I probably fly twice. But still, might be worth it. I'll try dwellings.
Okay, cool. All right, Super wants an update. Who's in the best spot right now?
So Fakir's kind of got screwed in the opening, right?
How?
I don't like their position in terms of they ended round 2 with 2 temples only. So
but if it's bad, I think that's okay.
Yeah, you're gonna get a good round and you're gonna get plenty of dwellings out. I think you're in an okay spot, but I kind of like Mermaid's position more than I originally did. I think now I'm gonna get 3 dwellings out, 6 VP from the shipping tile. Witches are in a... It's hard to say for witches because you don't get Earth 1, so you're not gonna get as much scoring as the rest of us. Right? You do have 10 points extra, and you defended your coast pretty well. But I'm curious regarding strength. And alchemists are in a fine position. They already got their 3 shipping. They're gonna get it done, but it kind of cost them a bit, and they didn't get a passing tile. Actually, they opted to go for shipping VP, but not a dwelling. So I don't know. I think it's still pretty even. I think Fakirs might have a bit of an upper hand in points after the end of this round.
I like my game okay. I think the blunder that I made was not taking the priest last round. I'd be short the 1 priest that I have right now and have an extra coin and 7 points at the end of this round. So I paid 7 VP and a coin for a priest. Because I'm getting out 3 dwellings this round, like 3 more. So yeah, not having the dwelling bonus is really annoying.
That's interesting.
Nice.
Yeah. I like that move. Kind of gets to B2, A3, A2, gets some space in the west.
It'll be a fight for space all of a sudden up there.
Yeah. I think I already lost that fight, but that's okay, I guess.
Kind of want to just double dig E5 now. The Fakirs aren't super interested in it. It could be a Sanctuary Bridge down. I really want three towns this game.
Yeah, I'm grabbing B3 before you guys get any ideas.
Yeah.
It's actually really cool that alchemists use 4 shipping for something
Oh,
meaningful.
this is really cool. Yeah, this is cool stuff.
Yeah. It's cool, but it's also they need to B2, A3, and bridge to make a town. So aren't they just giving witches a free neighbor?
I mean, maybe that's why I think it's cool. Looks a lot like 6 coins to me, but yeah. Who's in the... So I don't know. Did we answer your question, Super? Who's in the best spot right now?
Probably not. We probably didn't
I mean,
answer that.
I think I'm in the best spot, but I just like playing witches on fjords, so I don't really know. It's just fun. My connection is possibly tenuous. I guess I need D1. But
You can get D1 or B4.
I'm going to float that forever because I don't know if it's even really worth my while.
Oh yeah, give me the leech.
Now I have interesting decision whether I probably want the 1 spade from the Earth Cult still, and then I want maybe... Well, it's actually not interesting. I probably bump fire twice and Earth once with the water 2.
Right.
Is return. So maybe it's quite simple actually. And I might do the fire one first because it gives me power. So maybe I get something useful.
Yeah, it's a nice way of looking at it. Counting your water 2 bumps. I guess the only consideration there is like you're expecting to get all of your water 2 bumps, which can sometimes be a little dangerous. Because like there may be scenarios where you need to pass. I'm just passing here for 3 coins and dwelling scoring and a coins action. Do I get 2 towns next turn? Now that Sprockitz is my friend?
I try to help.
Appreciate it.
Can I get 1 town next turn without blowing something up?
I don't know. We'll see what happens here. This can't be that bad. Coins action.
Yeah, I'm also like a bit down on resources, so let's see if I get even 1 town, but seems pretty difficult.
Gotta turn the heat on in this office. It's freezing.
And yeah, this was the like bad thing about water 2. Of course, I would also want to have the dwelling tile. But I guess the cult step and priest are kind of reasonable as well. And since it's a town round, if I have a reasonable shot at creating a town, maybe I just don't have enough coins to take the trading post tile. So maybe it's either the priest tile or the cult step. And I guess in this case, because I have so many priests already, maybe it's the cult step and coins.
Still kicking myself.
Let's see if I can get the priest power action in every round this game.
The cults have more activity on it this game than I would have expected.
The game I play has a lot of activity.
Pardon?
What do you guys think about hard ticking G6, C6 twice and creating a town? I also get the landscape down.
if you're not gonna be able to get a town any other way, and you don't think you're gonna 2 towns there, it's reasonable. I'd have to look at it in a little more detail. I mean, a town in the other fjord with a G5 dig later on, maybe. I feel like mermaids are gonna take G5. I guess G4 is equal to G5 for you.
Yeah. I guess I have the option to try to 3 town with a sanctuary in the middle, and then try to get 3 towns in this game, or then just try to get the first town now.
Like Fire 2, build Fire 2, and then your cult step allows you to lock up Fire and get some power.
Yeah. I would, if I want to get a town now, I would have to take Water 2 and then convert some power. And
I see.
I think that's reasonable. I think that might work.
Mm-hmm.
Now I think actually if I want to have the Earth Spade, I need to send the priest right now. Otherwise, I won't get to send it. So I will need to start by that.
Actually, you could get with the Water 2 bump and your tile bump.
Yeah, but I needed 3 steps. Then I would need to take a town as well, which gives a bump.
No, you could send a priest for 1 step.
Yeah, but I'm not in a rush to do anything, so maybe I will just take 2 steps instead of 1.
All right, there he goes. 3 shipping digging alchemists. Look out.
Yep.
The
rest of my priests can go to the cults now, or become workers, because I'm already down to 3 priests in my supply.
So I can get 2 towns this round. I think it involves taking a worker town, a temple for Water 1, and a sanctuary for Fire 2. And then not touching C1. And then, is that correct? No, wait a second. I need a spade too. And then taking single spade and leaving D4 empty and then using my Witch's Ride on it. That seems like a lot of goofy stuff. I could just build a temple for Water 1, found a single town, and not be a goofball. That seems better. That seems a lot better.
Not worth ruining a game, or ruining your stuff going forward for 5 points now.
Yeah.
Especially with dwelling and trading post scoring in the last 2 rounds. I think scores should be fairly easy. Points will be easier to come by in the last 2 rounds.
Question is, what town do I want? The 8-pointer, I guess, still has some value on Fire, but I guess what I want to do actually right now is I want to get a priest or 2 to water and then take an 8-pointer. I really thought there'd be more points on these cults for me, but you guys have just been going ham.
Yeah, I mean, we started out pretty hard with gold cults, right? 2 Water 2. Already.
It's true. Yeah. So I'm just sending priests to water for points. Is that correct? Gosh, that seems...
You're already 4 behind everyone. Are you really getting points on water?
Yeah, you're not.
No, I'm not. Well, I don't know. Am I getting 2 priests to water and then an 8-pointer? Otherwise, what am I doing as a town? Taking another priest town? Like, I guess the confusion is I don't honestly know what town I want. I can just town up right now.
Oh, Chickens has a good point in the chat, actually.
Yeah, because... like the landscape and steal water.
Yeah. You probably want a water once sooner than later, right?
Yeah.
If you throw your throwing a priest, and if you're able to throw a second, and you get 4 extra points, or you get a 16 point, or at least an 8 point swing out of that.
Yeah, it's kind of goofy. I think what I'm doing here is I'm just seeing if I can get a second priest to water.
See how others react to it.
My guess is Xevoc doesn't send a priest, and that probably yeah. This is probably a failed experiment. I don't think Xevoc cares, but you both like sprockets. You don't really care about that priest unless I haven't counted your econ carefully, and you really want that as a worker this round. Otherwise, like you have fully advanced technology, both shipping and digging, so your priests are just call points. Yeah, and there's no obvious power act. Well, you guys don't have enough power to like for me to expect that you take a power action instead.
I got 3 priests. I probably want to send 1 to water.
Yeah.
Just to make sure I get that gold win.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, if I don't dig G5 now, it will be taken by Logus probably. But I cannot probably really afford to dig it, so maybe I will just try to get the 3 down game with the Sanctuary, but not sure if it's gonna work.
All right. Good hustle, Aaron. That was a failed experiment. Nicely done. All right. So I am just gonna steal this as people are suggesting I should.
Yeah. That seems correct.
And then I'm basically just building a temple for water 1, and then with an extra structure, digging down a dwelling on D4 and towning for something. Running out of greens, super? I mean, only one of them has been dug this game. Don't I have lots of greens? I mean, I have most of them. Oh, I guess I'm not getting these. I see what you mean. Yeah. These are never part of my network. H1 and I2 I'm pointing to, guys. Just the two, it's got to be the 2 key town, Logus, eh? 2 key town looks pretty strong for you here. It's a lot of power, it comes with a spade, and it's just like, yeah.
I could be a single because I could water bomb Earth. But the idea is that I pass both you and sprockitz on fire, and I'm also pumping that to make sure I beat you guys on fire.
Yeah, and the 2 key town, of course, just has a lot of extra utility when the cults are both congested and full of priests. Having a priest to air, so Logus can chase me.
Yeah, I'm not getting enough leech, so yeah, I guess I need to send a priest to air just to like get the power. I think that's. I don't have any other ways of. I don't want. I really want to keep my 6 power token.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really don't want to go below 6 as factors in this position. And also, it's at least 2 points, right? Because alchemists can't beat you on air. I mean, it's not efficient for them.
It's not worth it.
Yeah, and I have water too, so it's very likely to be at least 2 points.
All priest spots are taken in round 4.
And this was like this game supposed to be like cults are open.
Yeah, cults are wide open, folks. Bam.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
And they're pretty much decided too. Like I guess an 8-pointer is still okay, sort of, for me. Yeah, I guess it's okay.
Yeah, I will probably even take the single cult step down in this case, because it gives me 5 power, which I will need power to get the spades.
Yeah, because I'm a religious guy, right? 3 temples. Most religion style. 3 temples and the Chucky town.
Yeah, that's pretty cool town.
Oh yeah, someone in chat screenshot that and posted to Cool Towns. That is good stuff. Here, NerdCube will want to see this. Yeah, I'm just hard digging and taking it.
I would have appreciated the leech earlier.
Oh, right, yeah, totally.
I think that's a correct play, Aaron. You started him.
I didn't actually do it on purpose. It's yeah.
It was on purpose.
I should have pretended I did, because it would have made me seem like a good player. Witches want a degree double dig. Was I supposed to just double dig here? I don't know. Maybe.
For G5? I don't know. I don't see where you're double D.
D4 and C1, I guess. I don't know. I
have the interesting decision as well. If I do my town now, I kind of have to, but I have enough power to take the double dig after taking the town, but only after taking the town, and that is kind of I would really like to have the double dig, but yeah, maybe the single dig is fine for me as well. So maybe I'll just I'm just like considering whether I like save power, waste 1 power to possibly get the double dig. Maybe I should, like, maybe it's good enough to do like that. I waste 1 power now, but now if somebody takes single dig and I don't get any leech, then I get at least a dig.
Yeah, what I don't like about Fakirs not going for the shipping, for the range tile is it's just so many hexes that are free to you. I think that's the wrong decision. I think you would be happier with the range to actually get to A12, E3, G1 than just having power for double spade.
Yeah, but I'm kind of expecting to get that second town very quickly. So I would take it from that then. That's my plan, at least. I hope it turns out that way, but I'm not sure. So I'm hoping to build this second town, maybe even next round, but let's see when I can.
I think with the free cult spade, the H4, you should fairly reliably be able to get that. Or H6 even, whichever.
yeah, that's true. You have fire too, so it's just literally a dwelling and a TP.
Yeah.
Yeah, now is the point where I know I cannot stall Sprockets because he's probably, I don't know what he's going to grab, but he probably cannot stall me. But if I don't get the dwellings now, Fakir is probably best for the dwellings now, so I think I should pass for the dwellings.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for me, but the double dig was so good that I really had to take it.
Yeah, but because I have the water bump, but the water shoe bump, but and it's relevant for fire and for air. or even to secure water coal, but it's just too many points on the table. I have to pass now.
And take the 2 workers. You can never have too many workers as alchemists, right? Especially if you want to build everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm missing the all the past tiles now. So if I take maybe the coins are nice anyway. I might be able to do the water 1 temple next round if I take the coins now.
I don't think you'll have enough coins, even if you're flying, because you still need coins for the trading posts and for adjacent dwellings if you want a town.
Mm-hmm.
Like H4, you're not gonna get those coins back for H4, so definitely coins are good here.
I take the priest power action just to make it 4 for 4.
Yeah, that I knew you had the power, so I knew I couldn't contest you. And the priest is so not interesting for me.
It's essentially a work. I mean, it's a worker for me, or I don't need the worker now, so I can throw it to Earth for 1 spot to get the spade.
Which is also a worker, right?
Yeah, just puts me 1 bump closer to probably doing nothing on Earth because it's already been decided.
I guess the only downside is it worthwhile saving your power for 2 workers, or you're going to get that next round anyhow with digs. Yeah. So maybe it doesn't matter.
I guess what do I want? I don't love any of the power actions. Oh, and the only other option is my current 2 workers worth doing a temple now, for witches or fakirs threats to take favor 10. I feel like fakirs have so much else they want to do. Not super likely to take it, but you never know. Well, if I want to take it anyway, I don't think it hurts taking it now.
Yeah, like I'm kind of torn on it. Like I could delay the town 1 round and take water 1 on as my first action. Because even if I take water 1, I can still like build a handful of dwellings, maybe at least 2, maybe more.
The only downside is where do I want? I don't necessarily want it where I built my trading post, but
right.
So if you want water 1, you should probably take it now.
Yeah, I think that's the safest option.
Which means I don't get a coins action.
That you guys forcing, you might, yeah. Now, do witches get the coins action? Do they get?
Well, I was wondering. Yeah, I think with alchemist taking water 1 now, I think I have to take it, which means I don't take coins, and then I try to save my power for double dig on E5, and actually try to threaten another town there.
Where?
E5.
E5. Oh, with the okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna build a 3rd temple this game anyhow. I mean, I don't know if that's a temple and a sanctuary. Maybe that's.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's greedy. That is greedy. Oh, I don't think that town pays off, honestly.
Yeah, I guess there's no big building tile in the game. Never mind.
The question is, where can you compensate those points? Can you win connection?
Against alchemists? Doesn't seem likely. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't really know either.
So I don't know how you're going to compensate those points.
I don't know.
now is where do I want my third town? And then the other question is, do I grab 3 water just to take 4 points away from it?
With a sanctuary?
Yeah. If I'm gonna try and bridge town there anyway.
So you need a sanctuary. Wow, that's spicy.
Yeah, that hurts. But I see why why you would want that, right?
I don't have a. I mean, anywhere I'm putting my. I think I'm getting 2 towns. Anywhere I put my second town is going to be a work anyway.
Are you actually getting 3 towns here, Sprockets?
No, too much work, I think.
Like a second town seems very plausible, obviously, but a third town seems like a lot.
Is where?
Oh, I thought you said where's my third town going?
Where's my second?
Oh.
It's either. I mean, I can. A10, A11, B6, A12 is one option. That's 4 total digs. E5 and a bridge. That's 3 digs and a bridge action.
And a neighbor.
And a neighbor. If I'm doing that, I might as well put the sanctuary on C5. Take an 8-point swing versus mermaids. It's a little too early for me to tell right now what the final scores are going to look like, so I don't know if 4 points is really worth it because I probably don't really need the sanctuary. So
yeah,
I'm gonna not steal water and just take 2 more workers.
Mm-hmm. I think what I'd like to do here this turn is take double dig. And if I'm making a play for network here, what I'd like to do, and I don't have to do it this round, but is getting down my landscape, which would involve a second temple, which doesn't make a ton of sense if I'm on the TP tile. So I do double dig this round, but I'm not digging down my landscape. But then it does mean building 2 trading posts, which makes...
You have 2 temples right now.
Oh, I super do. Thank you.
Build it before the sanctuary.
Okay. That's why I'm so good at Terra, because I can count temples that
Also, you have the trading post best tiles, so it's just -1 VP compared to building them on the next round.
Oh yeah,
so
I'll build out as many as I can.
It's better economy, so it might just be worth to build your trading posts as well to place more dwellings.
100%. Yeah, I'll build as many as I can. I was thinking I had to build a second temple, which was counterintuitive if I was on the TP tile. But yeah, so it is a trading post, ship advance, double dig, landscape down, and then I can fly and then just TP dwelling. I town up this round. I don't know what the sequencing of all of that is. You guys aren't threatening double dig. Is anyone threatening D4 or D1 maybe? Mermaids have 3 ship. Okay, I think my first move is actually just advancing ship. Because I can dig D1 and C1, landscape D1, TP B1, and then secure C1. And mermaids would have to advance ship and mess with me. I don't know, we'll see. We'll try this.
Before Sprockets gets any of those ideas
Before
again.
I change my mind.
I mean, I would like to early pass for the cheap VP, but it's just more points for now to build more dwellings. And that's 4 points, and then there are so many points for the dwellings and more workers.
My turn is pretty scripted. I build a trading post, take a town, probably the range town, and then build 2 dwellings, and then use the cult step.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty clear what I will do. But I might, if there's a good passing tile, I might skip the cult step.
Double dig still not threatened. I don't think Logos would advance ship and smash C1, but still technically I think the correct sequencing is to be able to build a trading post so I can secure C1 after the dig. One of these days I'll use Witch's Landscape. I have plans. I've only played 100 Witches games and still don't think I've used it, but I promise chat we'll do it. Someday.
Yeah, I think the range town is still by far the best.
Yeah, there's really not much of a choice for fakirs. They need one of those.
Yeah.
I remember one game in Snowman where I passed it early and I was going to make the town the next round and fight a lot, and then people just blocked both of those. I got screwed so hard.
Yeah, that's an annoying feature of fakirs, is that the idea of being range town blocked, like, just adds an extra level of frustration.
Secure. I don't think anyone else wants a bridge, but I better secure it now because you can be blocked pretty easily. Bridges.
I want a bridge next round for sure. Like I will try to create a town north, but that's next round. I don't have the power now. B6 or A9. Probably A9 because alchemists are less likely to dig that.
If you build the bridge before building your dwelling, I'll build either one.
Even spending 3 workers on A9.
It gives me a neighbor.
There you go, Slate.
Yeah.
Chickens, you don't believe me about using the landscape, that's fair. So, taking a Witch's Ride to C1. Oh.
Long ride.
Yeah, big ride. So then the question is like...
Okay, now I have a very curious question. I think now it's a great time to pass. I thought the alchemist would pass and not build a TP. I kind of get the point that you get more points for production and doing the dwellings, but that tile is so good for me right now. I think I have to pass.
Okay. Yeah, I was just thinking about when do I pass as well.
Yeah, it's a bit early because that's the thing, right? Which is gonna take a long time to pass here. I would have to stall by throwing priests to the cults, which is okay but not great. But here I get the 7 coins, I get a bunch of points. Yeah, I think I'm fine with this. And let you guys fight it out for the dwelling pass tile.
So Ghostly, an extra trading post for me is 1 point worse. I am on the TP tile. I gain 2 points. I lose 3 here. So it's worse by 1 point, but better by 2 coins and a power. But then I can also build another dwelling on G9, and I can repeat that process over and over.
Yeah, Sprockitz, my question was, if I build I3, would you pass before me for the ship PvP?
Possibly, but probably not.
Really?
Probably just want to outlast witches for their tile at this point.
Wow, okay, yeah, then it was a misread by me, because I could have built one other dwelling in I3, but it just seemed like it was diminishing return at this point compared to the 50 VP in the past tile. And the coins.
Ghostly is saying it's a worker last if I don't build a TP. Every TP dwelling I build, I get 4 points this round to the past tile in the round, scoring -3 points for next round. So it's a point, 2 coins, and a power for every TP dwelling combo, of which I have 1 more. And then I end up missing out on a pass tile. So
yeah, if you don't pass now, I will take the dwelling tile.
So as sad as it is, like I don't know that it's actually that worth it to me.
Yeah, I think you should pass.
I think I'm passing now.
Points.
And I guess since now if you pass, I need to take your tile. I cannot use my sprockitz would like to do a lot of stuff still, but He probably would pass even.
Yeah, it's still 8 points. He cannot pass.
Yeah. I really need to pass for that file. And even there, like if I take a cult step, I waste the power of the cult step anyway because I'm overflowing. So it's basically just a cult step, which is maybe 1 point.
Still haven't taken the priest action, guys.
Yeah. We all didn't see that, right? We should have waited for him to take the priest before passing.
Sprockets, if I didn't go to A12, would you have like dig that away?
Let's see. I actually probably can't do both this round, so you'll probably be able to get A9. Yeah, I probably would have taken A12, so that's one less dig than having to go C9. Yes.
Yeah, because I think if I don't go there, then you are expecting me to come to A9 anyway, and
Yes.
you would just take A12.
Is there a chance I tie Fakir's on network here? You're going to end with 3 structures, eh, Xevoc?
That's the plan, but let's see how it happens.
Okay, but you're not ending with 2 structures. For those on stream, I'm just calculating. I'm just counting my points here.
I have to first action take A9, otherwise Alchemist will take it. But I can take it either with double spade or just hard digging it. But I guess I need to spare the power for the bridge, so I need to hard dig it.
You could also, you could also double dig D6 and E9 with a flight to.
That's another option. That's greedy line because then I don't have power for the bridge. Will I get the power? Maybe.
I think eventually you do because I have to upgrade E4 and F3 for the town, right? So you do get the power eventually.
Yeah. And I have cult step, which I can take, which gives me a little bit of power. So yeah, that's very tempting to take the double spade because I could fly and not build and do all kind of useful stuff.
I think you still build either on D6 or E9.
What if I want the double?
If I fly, I will build A9.
Oh, okay, yeah, because you are expecting to get the power to bridge.
And I don't have a lot of priests either, so yeah.
Guess I can just town up now. That's what I do.
And Sprockits might even take the bridge. Like he might. He doesn't really need it, but he might just because he can.
It's not completely useless. If I go E10 to C9, that can make that town a little bit easier.
But if I come to A9, then it's a bit useless. Because then you have neighbors anyway, and you need to build 2 trading posts. I guess, but yeah. I think I don't have enough priests to slow play like.
No.
Anyway.
You don't want me to double dig A9.
Yeah, definitely not.
So
Yeah. I need to take it now, but I'm just pondering how do I take it,
do
basically.
you use the spade or just hard dig?
Yeah, I'm gonna build. I need 8 coins for my trading posts, and so I'll convert one and just hard dig it.
Yeah. Well, you want to keep the power for the bridge in
Yeah,
case
for sure.
nobody gives you power. Do I need more workers? Really? There's people shipping. I want to get a trading post out just to get a dwelling back on the board.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm considering that I cannot. I don't have any hopes for connection, so there might be a way for me to get 3 towns here.
Yeah, especially because I didn't take the double dig. Well, you have a lot of workers too.
Yeah, I probably just hard dig.
Yeah.
Where is this third town coming?
I3, I4. Then I have to make the stronghold as well, right?
Oh, yeah. So
I don't think I have enough workers.
For some reason, I was looking at witches and seeing where witches are getting a third town.
I'm not getting a third town. I think what I'm doing here, Ghostly, thanks for pointing out that I still need 3 ship with F6. You guys were chatting and I was sort of answering questions in the chat. But basically what I was thinking of doing is, if I hard dig F6, can I connect on 2 ship? And Chickens and I agreed, yes, we could. And then Ghostly pointed out, you are wrong, Aaron. You still need to connect all these other structures. So it does look like a 3 ship game for me. I obviously want to get out 2 trading posts. I think I fly to G6. The question is, do I get out another dwelling after that just to tie Xevoc's network? Because Xevoc, it looks a lot like you can build with a bridge and 2 trading posts, and then you town up, and you can probably get out 2 more dwellings.
Yeah, well, it's likely.
It's tight, yeah. But yes.
It's tight.
It's tight. So, but then there's still value in me getting down to 3 structures, I guess is the point. So that would...
It's interesting that G9 is still empty. You were debating it first turn, and then it's still empty.
Yeah. I'm actually considering taking G9, because if I can clear town, then maybe I can actually get some connection points by just hard digging.
G9? Oh, I think I'm flying to G9 right now. That's the one hex I have to do. Yeah, there's
just to let you know that if I can't get 3 towns, then it might be interesting to take G9 to beat you on connection.
Yeah. Yeah, no, G9 is the only green that I have left open. The question is whether I hard dig something else. It would basically build for chat 2 trading posts, and then I'd have to hard dig down a dwelling. So I'd just be spending 6 resources. I'd love to temple for Air 1 and get another TP, but I don't think I can do all of that. And the network swing is probably better. So it's 2 TPs, a dwelling, 2 ship upgrades, and a 3 worker dig, which I need 8 workers, which I have. I need 2 priests, which I have, and then I need a total of 26 resources, which I have 4 extra, and they are all workers. Okay. Madness. I don't know if it's enough points range. I mean, we can count it up. TPs. Ship upgrades. Pass for 7. 9 network points. I don't know. 8 and 1 on the cults. 87 in hand. Yeah, I think I'm coming in at around 131 here. So that doesn't look amazing. Okay. So I think I just upgrade ship to avoid giving people leech.
Yeah, I have the interesting calculation here that I kind of have enough resources to do everything what I want, but the problem is that I have to do things in wrong order. So I really don't have it unless I take a bad town. I would like to take the priest town, but I don't know if I have enough resources, but maybe I can get some from leech.
Oh. Because you build 2 trading posts, that leaves you with a worker left and 3 power of coins.
Yeah.
And then you take a priest town.
I need the single spade action. I need the single spade action to have. So, but let's see like what happens. I probably upgraded this just to get leech.
Yeah, so watching my cult points disappear. Look at all those points that my early priest production is getting me. It's getting decimated over here. Logus, if you steal air on me, so help me God.
Who was downing the 3 towns earlier?
Yeah. Okay, well, nicely done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Alchemists had really nice game plan.
Yeah.
I don't have enough for 3 towns. I don't have enough to beat on connection. Seems like the temples, I kind of dug myself into a hole in placing the 3 temples there. Maybe the sanctuary was better just to have a fire 2 possibility at this point.
Yeah, I guess you also want me to come to G1, but I guess I'm forced to come to G1 anyway sooner or later, so you can stall it out.
Yeah. If I do have to stall it out. No, I can just hard dig, right? But
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Are you considering stronghold in order to free up 1 more trading post?
Yeah, I was considering that, but it's too expensive. I was considering if I could make 3 towns with that, but I don't.
Yeah, the lack of a free temple is really hurting right now, because with Phase 6 you could do it, but...
Yeah, the lack of Phase 6 kind of hurt me more than I thought it would. Because I actually wasn't hoping for 3 towns, but I was hoping more for connection to 3 towns, but then witches and fakirs went full hammer.
What are you guys talking about? The lack of favor 6?
Yeah, for mermaids in this case, to get the 3rd town in the south.
Isn't favor 6 water too? Or do I not know how to count?
I'm sorry, favor 5.
Okay, I was really confused. Okay, I was like, wait, did Snellman all this time, do they actually jump around on the favor tiles as well and make it even more?
No.
Okay. Where is the fourth temple from mermaids? Is it a joke, Rafa?
That's the question. I can't place a fourth temple.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I'm just advancing ship again.
And then now all the priest towns are gone, so.
Right.
But maybe the worker town will be beginning.
Yeah, I debated about taking a worker town, but both I can get enough workers through power action that I figured I'd just take the 2 extra points for the priest town.
Mm-hmm. All right. I should just do a quick final count of resources and whether I need this leech. Nah. I'm good.
Oh. Yeah, the resource count was meaningful because you are actually not getting down to. I might actually beat someone connection here.
Whose connection are you beating?
Considering I could just hard dig G1 to screw Fakir's.
Yeah, I was thinking of securing it last round, but I thought you really don't want to dig it because you want a neighbor. That was my thinking.
Yeah, but I don't need a neighbor. If I'm going to compete for connection, I can just hard dig H1 later and down anyway.
Wait, Xevoc, aren't you taking a single spade?
Yes, I can single spade B to A4, something like that anyway. So
Yeah.
G1 is not really like.
But it's just that he has -1 then dwelling that plays.
No,
no, I don't have -1.
No.
I have same amount. Like if I single spade G3 or B2, I have access to A4, and unless somebody.
Yeah.
So by digging G1, you don't really reduce.
No.
Unless you take a single spade action and dig it, then you reduce. But,
yeah, he either has access to 1 yellow or 3 if he takes a single spade, and he only has 2 dwellings. So you have to take single spade or mess with 2 yellows for it to affect him. But do you care, Logus? Like, I just assume you're last in network here, aren't you?
Yeah, I consider, but I'm not sure. I think I'm just gonna build this actually, because Fakir's winning this, I think.
Yeah, who is winning here, guys? I don't actually.
Yeah, I haven't counted yet actually, but Fakir's gonna get 2 flights in with Earth 1, so we are looking at 12 points. Plus 8 from the pass tile, so 20 points, so 124.
And then he has a cult.
And he has a cult stat.
8, 4, 4, 2 on the cults.
Yeah.
And then network is
probably 9 tied with you, or 6 if you don't get to place the last one.
Yeah, this is 151 here. Damn.
You get 8 plus 12 at least, so 20 plus 9. Yeah, you're not doing very well actually, Aaron.
No, I think I'm like 130 something.
Yeah. And Sprockitz didn't get a pass tile. That kind of murdered his game, I think. He still gets 12 out of the trading posts. 18 from connection to 30. Plus the 2 dwellings. Does he get all of that?
Does he get all of it without any coin versions? Does the digs give him enough coins that it's just straight up 16 points?
But he needs... Does he have enough resources to dig and place twice?
I don't know.
If he only needs one, though, it depends on you guys, actually. But let's assume he only needs one dwelling with you. So that's 30 plus 30 points, plus 10 from the codes, plus 40 points. So he's pretty close. I'm not calculating exactly here, but Alchemist should be at 146 at the very least. Indeed.
Who am I giving power to here? Giving a 3 for 2 to Xevoc, or free power to sprockitz. Why do I suddenly feel, well, Xevoc's not doing anything with any more power. He's already got his game in hand. Actually, that's not entirely true. Okay, I don't know. Are you short resources, Xevoc? Because if you take the single spade, don't you need also 2 coins to start with? Like the dwellings aren't actually free.
Yeah. But I can convert 1 worker.
Right.
So I need 1 power, but I can get that from the cult step. But then there is the risk that somebody takes single spade or somebody takes G1. So there is risks, like in whatever I do. I'm kind of tempted to go to G1 to just secure it now, but then I'm even slower at getting the single spade.
Yeah, and I think like I have resources left, and they're not going to amount, like I'm going to end up with 3 workers left, or 4 workers left. So me taking a single spade doesn't affect my resource points. I think I'm actually supposed to take single spade for my dwelling as opposed to hard worker dig.
Yeah, but I also have the option to, I guess I could try to gamble on like getting the double spade as well, like with some leech, but yeah, it's all pretty difficult.
Yeah.
I guess I will just convert worker and coin to power and worker to secure G1, so nobody gets any funny ideas about that.
Yeah, maybe I should have a build on the H1 or F1 to get more leech, because I'm a bit short on the resources. Unless I just convert workers to coins. But the problem is that there isn't a higher value town. That's also the problem of delaying this town. I just can't get compensation.
Yeah, I think I'm supposed to just try to steal network outright, or a second network. The question is, does single spade do that?
Priest to fire, because I don't want to give power to Xevoc right now.
All right, I don't know if this is really dumb, but
Can you secure secondary network?
Xevoc can't get this dwelling down.
Yeah, because we didn't give him power, so he can't get a second.
Took your spade.
Maybe I should have actually taken the range cloud to secure like the that, but it was a bit tricky, like all this.
Ah, he has a second range down. Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah. But that, I was thinking that it's so few points, and I kind of needed to work anyway. But maybe it would have been worth it. But I guess Sprockitz has nothing to do with his priests, but I guess he's gonna beat me somewhere anyway, so I just hit water and hope for the best.
Rafa, I guess, is pointing out that perhaps the safer line is if Xevoc had not converted the worker in your last move, you could have hard dug and made the dwelling without the fly. So it was...
Yeah, I was thinking about that as well, but yeah. But I'm kind of I still have some kind of hopes that I might get some leads or whatever. I don't know if I'm gonna get it, but there is still this double dig action, which is at least theoretically possible, but maybe in an open table game environment I won't get it.
Yeah, I don't think you get it. Oh wait, did someone give you power? Oh no, the single spade. No, yeah, you can get it.
The cult step gave him 2.
Yeah.
So Sprockets, you're just building out. Do you actually have enough stuff for a trading post to dig? Oh, you need leech if you want to get that last dwelling down. Right?
Would. Don't really benefit much from another dwelling, though.
No.
So, worry about the... That's a dwelling is essentially... I mean, it would be negative points because I'd have to convert 3 power to a worker.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
But I guess I now can get to 15 network if I want. Like I can just build my last dwelling with the double dig action, sending priest to air.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's worth it. Maybe it is. I think it's likely actually worth it because.
I mean, what else would you be doing with your resources?
5 points, yeah, just converting them basically. So I guess I'll send my priest to air and do it anyways.
I mean that you're converting the priest, the 4 power, the work with the 2 coins to 5 points, right? It's like gonna be 3 network points and then Earth 1.
Yeah, I had tough final round because I needed to breach and I needed a spade, so it was difficult to get everything. Even though on paper I had enough resources to do things, I really didn't have tempo to get it if opponents are paying any attention at all.
All right, I think that's it for me here.
Is Logus planning some? No. I need to waste it 1 dig somewhere, but.
Logus is at least, I mean, upgrading shipping 2 more times. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just wondering where I can avoid giving any like significant lead to anybody. Maybe I will just create this monster Fakir town. C6 too.
D6 is safe. I mean, witches have already passed.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'll do that. And then I guess I will dig against the mermaids because I have nothing else to do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I4 to red.
Yeah, I4 to red sounds good.
Mm-hmm. So Logus, what are you doing? You're upgrading ship again?
I'm one short. Yeah.
And then
No, this will be. I just have to send the priest to fire. But yeah, first I upgrade ship.
Enough for mermaids to take it by a point.
Fire. And then I make that final TP.
Oh yeah.
I think mermaids have it handily with it.
Yeah, it's close.
Oh, you didn't have the extra 3 points for the. Oh, you did.
Yeah, but
32.
Oh yeah, wow.
I get a lot. I get a lot from cold, so
yeah.
I think I have it.
You have it by I think like 6 or 7. I think I'm 2 ahead of Fakirs.
And I think I'm just miles behind all of you guys.
Yeah,
the fire one was not understandable in this setup because there were plenty of coins in the setup and very little workers and not enough points maybe.
Not enough points. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I guess I was just sort of assuming I would get a third town, and I felt like I needed all the coins. I don't know. I always feel that with witches.
Yeah, but with mermaids in, it's so hard to find a third town.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
So yeah, turns out I just needed to ignore connection and just score more points on the track.
Yeah.
Because that's what the stronghold gave me, right? Gave me another TP to get yet another 6 points.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess I lost some 4 or something points not getting the single spade. Yeah. Maybe 5 points.
Right. Is that what it was? What would have you done with those resources?
I would have maybe 1 point from resources, and I would have the 1 flight extra.
Right.
So maybe I get 4 or 5 extra points. So wouldn't be enough to win, but would be enough for the second place.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, and in the end, me taking that single spade didn't gain me any points at all. It didn't lose any either.
Well, it was hard to see for you, but that I can still afford the double spade.
Yeah.
It helped you pad your margin. Or did witches end up stealing the single spade?
Yeah, I took the single spade because I was going to 3-worker dig, and it didn't affect my resource point, so it was just sort of like a 0-cost aggro on Fakirs that I thought at the time was going to earn me 3 network points, kind of thing, but Xevoc figured it out. Just to quickly break down the post-game stats here, I didn't really pick this up throughout the game, but was this like I guess a fairly low leech game? Like I'm just looking at the VP lost to power via structures. Logus lost 12 VP.
Like I didn't get any leech that game. It seemed like.
Xevoc got 9. And I know this is a proxy. Like this is the victory points lost. We can look at the actual power gain, but it was 12 VP for Logus, 1 for Sprockitz, 4 for me, and 9 for Xevoc. If we actually look at the power gain through structures, yeah, so 28 for Logus. I actually got, I guess, decent leech that was just kind of cheap. 28 power, wow, for only 4 victory points. Yeah, Sprockitz, you really got screwed over here, though. You got only 18 power this game. The rest of us actually basically got the same.
Most of mine was free later.
Right.
Falling up there for witches.
Right.
So that worked out well. I think I got about 6 leech out of that.
Out of from where?
It was like A1 or A2.
Oh, I see.
A2 build gave you your free or cheap upgrades at A1 and B1.
Right.
Yeah. I got the 7 coins 4 times. That probably shouldn't have happened.
Oh, okay. That's another good thing to look at. I got it once.
Yeah, usually you are doing well if you get that so many times.
Yeah, it's just mostly coincidence also because of the water one rush. When I placed the temple on the previous round, I created that pressure for water one, and that ended up giving me the coins action.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. It's a really interesting point. Yeah, your power was really great because you spent it on a single double spade action and then just 4 7 coins actions. It doesn't really get much better than that.
It's pretty efficient.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I also quite 15 conversions from power to coins because I did get a lot of power because of the F7 start. Right?
Yeah.
F7 gave me so much power.
Yeah. And then Xevoc here, you took, what was it? You took double dig 3 times in a single worker's action. I guess that's actually probably fairly standard for fakirs, is it? Like you just want a lot of spades. Obviously, the double dig is best, and then you need an early worker's action.
Depends. I think fakirs often take the single spades as well. You don't always take that many double spades.
Right.
Here I did 3 times. I guess fakirs don't typically do it.
Right. Right.
Here it seemed reasonable to do, and I think might be the correct play. Yeah.
Yeah.
And for those 3 towns, I really needed full of double digs. Although the last one was to secure the tied second place in network, so I would have liked to take actually the singles.
Yeah, it was a very cool game. I don't often see that many 3-town fakirs games. This was definitely really cool.
It's yours. It's a lot easier, right?
Yeah.
It can be done in base map as well, but it's just hard because usually you have Browning or Darklings in, and they will kill you the center town.
Yeah.
Your center town, right? So.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, cool guys. Any of you guys have any sort of final comments or anything you wanted to chat about the game or how things broke down?
One thing that I see more newer players going is like always trying to fight for connection.
Mm-hmm.
There are other ways to score in the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just one of the most common mistakes that people, even if they're not winning connection, they still advance shipping.
Yeah.
And try to win connection. It just doesn't pay off usually.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're a good example of that. Scoring well otherwise.
Yeah, absolutely.
So did you go for the two? You went for the 2 trading post, the dwelling line, or what did you do?
As mermaids.
Second round, you. What was his suggestion?
I went for the second temple, so I could get more priests to contest the golds.
Mm-hmm.
And get Earth 1 as well, right? Which was still a lot of points.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Where do you guys think my game sort of went wrong here? Rafi's just sort of saying 2-town witches isn't much good without Earth 1 cults or connection.
That's accurate.
Yeah, it's a good point. I don't know. I guess I sort of thought that I was going to be able to squeak out a 3rd town. Early on in the game, I thought I was going to get H8, which I realized as soon as that was taken, it felt kind of significant because with that hex, I felt like I could probably carve out a town down there. But Alchemists just, as soon as you built that stronghold down there and stuff, it just made sense. Like you were going to need 4 hexes down there, and that sort of took out a town spot. I never really found time. Like there was no big building tile in the game and no big building event. So building like a sanctuary, trying to do like F5, E5 bridge stuff never really felt right. So yeah, there was just never really, I found like a good time to try to like carve out a 3rd town spot or any good justification.
I think if you went to G9 the first round, maybe you can beat Alchemists to H8.
Right. Instead, I flew. I forget where. I think I flew to I6 in round 2, and then C2 in round 3 because that's pretty easy to just sort of get 3 dwellings that way. But yeah.
Yeah, but against Alchemists and Fakirs, which you don't have color neighbor, you are gonna need quite a lot of quite big network to actually score anything mean.
Right.
So maybe the right play here would have been to not build the stronghold and connect if you can, but not force it, and then focus on 3 towns.
Interesting.
Maybe.
Interesting.
But without Stronghold, there is no way he gets 3 towns, right? Because he doesn't have the reach to get to new town spots.
Yeah. Maybe he could get one in the middle, picking G5 or G4 or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a bit expensive though.
Yeah, there was a possibility that I was sort of keeping an eye on that hex, that there was a possibility that I was supposed to like try to dig that hex at some point and then just build a temple there. I didn't really need a temple on A1, right? That could have just been a, I could have built a sanctuary on F5, I guess is my point. But, yeah. The second town could be down the central town, Rafa's saying. I'm not really sure what you mean there. I don't know if that's the same one they were pointing out here. Yeah, cool. Well, this was a lot of fun to have you guys on stream again. It was a real pleasure to have you guys back. Of course, you're welcome on anytime. If you ever feel up for coming back on, just send me a message. And yeah, it'd be great to organize another table with you.
Thanks for having me.
Cool.
Thanks for the game.
Awesome.
Thanks for the game, guys.
We'll wrap things up there, folks. Thanks so much, everyone, for hanging out on a Saturday and for so many interesting comments and thoughts and stuff in chat. Really appreciate it. I'll be streaming some Arena again sort of early to mid next week, so keep an eye out for that. And then I do have another open table planned for next weekend, so I'll post in the Discord once I firm those details up and confirm the date, whether it's a Friday or Saturday and stuff like that. So we'll leave it there for now. Thanks again so much, everyone, and I will see you on the next one. Bye for now.
All right, see ya.